Hello, this is Lisa Hazard with the podcast We're All Psychic, and today I will be doing another tarot lesson. This is tarot lesson 5, and I am going to do the swords with the Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm going to go through all the descriptions of these dangerously sharp cards. For the first video in the tarot lessons and the first podcast of the tarot lessons, I talked about the major arcana. And, oh no, I just talked about, I think, the suits and the numbers and the meanings and the elements. Then the second one, I talked about the major arcana. The third, I did the suit of cups. The fourth, I did the suit of pentacles. And today we're doing the sharp pointy ones. Or look at these. They look dreadful, don't they? Most people find them dreadful. I think they're just the way we think about things, and they are the element of air. So we'll go ahead and start with the ace. And as you know, it's a 1. It's an opportunity. And look at this hand. This hand's got a big, bold sword with a laurel and a crown, and it's got the gray cloud. So it's an opportunity to cut through obstacles with your mind. It's the truth. Sometimes it's just a yes. And it's like a big, bold, yes, this is the truth. You know the truth. You can't handle it. The truth, that is. And then reversed, it's a big fat no. And it's also lost an opportunity. Can't communicate very well. Bad communication problem or issue. This can be also like an opportunity to find out the truth, an opportunity to investigate your mind and find out what lies beneath that deep, messed up psyche. That's what the swords are about. So, yeah, that's how the sword goes. And then we have the 2. So this is a lady on a beach. She's got 2 swords up, crossing her chest, and she's blindfolded. It looks like she's a little desperate. But, this card has a couple of meanings that I like to resonate. That resonate with me, that I like to use. So she's trying to make a decision, but she can't. She's like at a stalemate. She doesn't really know which direction to take next. And there's another meaning for this card. It is a 2. It's 2 things coming together. And I feel like sometimes this represents kind of like, I will follow the blade for you, camaraderie. And reversed, it's still not really wanting to make the decision if you're looking at it from the extreme, like refusing to make that decision. Or it can be seeing clearly and making that decision like all the way, wholeheartedly knowing what to do. And that is the 2 of swords at the moon. See the moon? The pretty moon. So a lot of times when you see the moon, we'll get into the symbolism, but I just thought I'd mention it because you probably noticed the moon on a lot of them. Like, for example, of the symbolism in the cards, the moon is often the subconscious. Like if you remember the moon in the major arcana, the subconscious, the intuition. So she's listening to her intuition over here, but she's not looking at it. So then we go to the 3. That's a really crazy card, huh? It's got 3 swords plunging into a heart and coming out the back. Oh, brutal. So this one's about cutting something out of your life that's not good for you, and it hurts, man. It hurts to do. You don't want to do it. You don't want to, because you really love whatever it is you have to get rid of and cut out of your heart, your mind, out of your life. And it's a 3, so it is a number of change, inspiration and change, but not like 5 changing, but taking action. So you're actively giving up something. And then reversed, it's like a recovery, reconciliation. Maybe you had given it up and you're seeing benefits, or you are just not in that ouch phase anymore, and you're going on. You made it. You got through it. And sometimes it can be reconciliation if you see it in a relationship reading or a job reading. Will I get the job back, or will they come back? It can be that way. So next we have the 4. I like the 4. The 4 of Swords is a very peaceful, kind of crazy card, because this guy is, if you look at it, he's sitting on a coffin. He's got this sword stashed away. It looks like he's a statue of the coffin, but he's actually a dude. and he's got his hands folded. He's thinking. He's got these swords up here. He's thinking about. So he's thinking. He's like the 4 is in action and pausing card. It's service, and he is thinking out his problems. He's in retreat. A lot of people think of this as in retreat. And then you see it reversed. If it's a 4 and he's hiding what he's thinking about. Or he can be taking that insight that he got here and putting it to good use. So that's the 4. And then we have the 5. The fool's in trouble with the 5, sir, not a 5. 5 of Swords is a very kind of hard card to explain. A lot of people have different views of it. It's a bullying card sometimes, and sometimes like either you're bullying or someone's bullying you, or you have some big problem like that you've got to solve, like with your words usually, or with your mind, or you're brutally going into battle with your mind because you're just a butthead. So reversed is like you were bullied and you got over it, or the conflict is over and you won. Probably, usually when this card's reversed, you ultimately win. The spirit copes with the 5 reversed. But it's usually, it's a really hard transition. It's kind of hard to break this card down if you look at the picture, because it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. You kind of have to go with your intuition a lot with the 5 of Swords. So then we have the 6. The 6 is let's see this picture. The 6 is love and duty. And this man is, or woman, I'm not sure, it's a person. They have this bag and these swords are sailing away on the water, maybe to this little place over here. And it's kind of a lot of longing in this card. This person's like just leaving everything behind mentally, just taking a break, kind of like the 4, but in this case, like physically, usually they're traveling away. Or they could just be absent-minded, like somewhere else in their head when they're not dealing with reality. And reversed, they're staying involved in a situation they're not too happy about, but they really want to fix it. And a lot of times it's just refusing to change your ways, just staying in a bad situation. Or sometimes it can be, if you're taking a break, you come back for love. And now we have the 7 of Swords. Oh, who doesn't love this guy? What's he doing? He's doing something shady. He's a shady number 7. Active waiting. A lot of people think this guy is a thief. Or I think of him a lot of the time as gathering information. This is a card where somebody's hiding something or gathering information, gathering knowledge. And maybe it's not theirs to have. So he's doing something sneaky. He's got little tiptoes. He's sneaking away. And then reversed, he got caught. Oh, busted. Yeah, he got busted. He's going to drop all those swords and have to pay the price. Or maybe he feels guilty and he wants to tell that, he made a big mistake. He regrets it. He's coming forth. Or he's caught. That can happen too. Yeah, nobody likes it when they're caught doing something they're not supposed to, tiptoeing around. Next, we have the 8 of Swords. This is the victim mentality card. See, she's got these swords all around her. She's bound up and blindfolded, but I mean, come on. She can get out of that. That's not that tight. She's like a damsel in distress. She wants to be saved. And she can save herself, but she doesn't see that. And then reversed, and she's seeing her way out. She's getting out of that trap, or she's just really stuck and she won't move out of it. Usually I see this as freeing yourself, freeing your mind from your own personal demons and your own way of sabotaging yourself. So, and it's an 8, so you're taking control ultimately. So yeah, then the 9 is a little sad card. Oh, she's got all these swords. She's so sad. She's gonna die. Yeah, I mean, it's really sad. She's up worrying about him. She's got all these swords on her wall, and she's just worried to death about him. She's worrying about everything. So she's crying. It's dark, and This is just the worry card. And when you turn it around, the 9, you're done. You have to do what the witches call shadow work. Or you get to the root of what it is you're worrying about and fix that. Or just acknowledge it. Sometimes that's all you have to do. It's just a lot of what worrying is. So we're acknowledging what the real issue is that you're worrying about. That's what she's doing. Ooh, she worries. She's stressing it bad. And then this card, everybody loves this card. This is the 10 of Swords. So yeah, this guy is he's a dead end. 10 of Swords is kind of the dead end card. The rock bottom. It doesn't get much worse than 10 swords stuck in your back while you're lying on a beach. Dead. But it's not really literal death. Usually it's the death of a situation that needed closure. And then if you see it reversed, a lot of the time it is like things are loosening up. Negative entanglements, you could call those swords falling out of his back if it's upside down. So he's out of the rock bottom. It's getting better. He's going up from here. So then we have our face cards. Yeah. Page. Swords. Learning. The sword. Knight of Swords. Working with the sword. Queen of Swords. Teaching the swords. And King of Swords. The master of the swords. The sword people are pretty complicated. So the page is, whoops, ooh, he jumped away. He is a little sly guy. He's a spy. This page is a spy. He is kind of like a student, like the Page of Pentacles, except he's like learning to like navigate the ways of thought and the ways of talk. He's often a spy. And he's a message. Pages are usually some kind of message. Usually this is verbal message. And then reversed is a very nefarious spying. It's not just checking out his Facebook page to make sure he's being good. It's like somebody doing something they shouldn't spy on. Or they missed a message. Or they're not paying attention a lot of times. And then we have the Knight of Swords. He rushing in. He's crazy. Look at him. I mean, he's like going for it. He knows what he's about. He knows what he believes in. So this is the Knight. And he is all about like fighting for what's right. He is going to make things right. And he's rushing on in there to do it. And then when you reverse him, he's fighting for the wrong thing. Fighting for the wrong thing. And he can be a little vicious, and either way, he's got a mouth on him. He's gonna talk about it. He's got a good mouth. He can say good things, but he can say them well. But sometimes he's just really blunt. And here he's really, really kind of tacky sometimes. And then we have Queen of Swords. She's known for being sad and smart, and she is just she's someone you might meet and think she's a little cold, and you really want to get to know her because she's so clever. She has great advice, and she might be a doctor or a lawyer. I see law a lot, or a judge, with the Queen of Swords, and she's seen it all, and she understands everything, and she's just doesn't really involve her heart. She really just thinks things out. She's a logical person. In reverse, she's kind of ignorant, and I don't like her. She's also signifies gossip and drama, useless drama, and she is sometimes just so ice cold she could be a killer. You know, I mean, this is just her mind is warped when she's in reversed. She's not thinking straight. And then we have a King of Swords. He speaks truth. He is usually, I very much see him in a position of power in politics or law or any kind of medical field where there's like somebody making the rules. This guy makes the rules. This guy has written the rule book and then rewrote it and then rewrote it. And he's really fair. He can kind of go overboard with the logic, using it too much. But he gives great advice. And he's like, if he were your doctor, he would do it right. If he were your lawyer, he would win. But you see, you reverse him. He's ignorant too. And he is closed-minded. And sometimes he is ice cold like the Queen. And he can be real bad, real vicious. Ice cold. That's the swords. And we get our sword family here. So, yeah, I mean, these are our face cards for the swords. The swords are a pretty complex suit sometimes, for me anyway. So and as with any of these videos, I highly advise you get lots of input from other sources, and as always, use your intuition. Lastly, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Everclear. It is an advice app where you can get your advice from psychics and empaths. The goal there is to find the guidance you need to create the life you deserve, and I do recommend this place. It's everclear.com. And listeners and anyone watching, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Love all you guys, and hopefully we'll get some interviews going on soon. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.